Hey there, how are you doing? It's lovely to be with you in this way. And I thought I'd just pop up and make a little video because it's been a wee while. And somebody commented on Amazon actually recently that they'd come across some YouTube video of mine and really enjoyed it. And then that led them to go buy Signposts, the book, So just made me really reflect that how much I miss you on this platform. I work teaching live online, a number of days a week. So my head gets so empty of what I could actually say here on the YouTube and so on that, I just don't get around to it anymore. And the energy, it takes a lot of energy as well. Anyway, how are you? I'd love it if you would let me know how you're doing. Maybe share something in the comments below. That would be really fantastic. And I'm being joined this morning by this guest. This is my guest, my green smoothie. And I've got to watch out not to get a green mustache as I have it. So actually, if you need a little smoothie recipe for the day, very high protein smoothie. Coconut water, guava, banana. I've put some slippery elm in it, good for your gut health. It's got some protein powder and it's got some soaked and sprouted organic almonds in it. Anything else? I tend to throw my vitamins in as well, so there's some vitamin D in there. Just throw it all in the blender basically, and it's delicious. Oh, and spinach, of course. Very good. So, yeah. If that's all you get out of this video, you get a green smoothie recipe. Well, that's better than nothing, isn't it? Because it's healthy at least. Anyway, look, I just wanted to check in, say hello. I'm going to try and be back on here more. I'm feeling kind of quite motivated, but as I say, the energies get taken by doing so much stuff, and I've been running around the country a lot as well. I was speaking at the big yoga show down in London a couple of weeks ago, Alexandra Palace, Mind, Body, Soul show and Yoga together, and I gave a little talk, 20 minutes, on the kind of the three aspects that are absolutely the key elements of kind of getting to know yourself for who you really are within your life, but also expressing who you are into your actions and so on, and into your relationships and things like that. And of course, those are the underlying themes from Signposts, because it was a signpost-based talk. And I shared that actually here just maybe about a week or so ago. So I'll put a link wherever the links appear. I'll put a little link to it, so you can pick that up, and I'll put a link down in the comments as well. And then the week before that, we were speaking at I was speaking at Watkins Bookstore in London. And if you've never been to Watkins Bookstore, it is the most beautiful sort of spiritual bookshop I think I've ever been into. Absolutely glorious, and they have everything. And it was a heck of a talk actually, and I managed to record that too. So I'll share that with you in a little while. It'll get shared first in my membership sites, the open space and the garden, and with my own students. And then I'll leave it a little while, and then I'll share it here too, maybe as a kind of December sharing or something like that, because we're just about to hit November and all that sort of stuff. Maybe I'll just put it out sooner. And there's been some requests on TikTok as well, because I've got a little account over there that I just don't know how to use TikTok really, but authenticity and kind of not getting dragged into being a content maker seems to be really important to me. So what I will do with the Alexandra Palace talk, the awareness talk, is I'll chop it into 3 little bits and put it as a little series over on TikTok. So if you're a TikToker, look out for that in the kind of next week or so. Yeah. So, as I say, very busy, out on the road, and actually meeting people face to face, which is just so beautiful. And just holding presence, just actually, it sounds like you're giving a talk, but really what's going on is that you're just being in your soul. And that is expressing through your being, through your pran, through the holding of the space. And that really affects the space. I've been noticing this more because we've not been out, properly for a couple of years giving talks and things like that with the way things are. And I used to have the old poet's life of touring, but that was, doing almost like a kind of fixed set most nights with a few variances, stuff like that. And even though sometimes I'd tour 95 to 100 dates a year back in the old days, this is so different. And I'm being taught from within as I do it, because you turn up thinking you've got to give loads of information, and there does have to be a kind of patina of information that kind of holds things together for people. But underneath that, what's going on is that you're just literally allowing the sacredness to be, for the light to kind of come out of you. And it's not an egoic thing, it's actually an allowing. And I've been noticing the effect that that has on people and in the spaces. So like at Alexandra Palace, for example, thousands of people, all the yoga business going on, and yoga accessories and all that, and then these kind of couple of talk areas. And I actually told my audience what we were going to do, that we were going to turn this into a palace of light, rather than just being caught up in the commerce and reacting to the sounds and, oh look, there's wood-fired pizza over there and stuff like that, and a juice bar over there. The juice was fantastic, by the way, at the yoga show, and we did it. We actually did it. And on the one hand, it's great because people then have that sense of me as a person who holds space, but at the same time, just so that people can actually have a taste of their own souls. That's what's going to change anything. Any bit of information that I can give, that's not going to actually help very much. And it's really weird that the whole world, every video that we see and so on, is saying, hey, there's 3 tips for this, and have you ever thought this? But it's regurgitated content that someone's seen somewhere else, and then they've tried to do it in their own voice and whatever, sometimes very blatant stealing, And some people are coming up with genuine new material as well, but we're turning ourselves inside out all the time for these platforms, and hoping to kind of capture an audience and things like that. And there's no need at all. If I'm just here, then that allows you to be just here. And if you feel something of your soul within that, then it's nothing to do with me at all. And then we're actually walking side by side, rather than it being a kind of power-based or performative dynamic. Anyway, I never meant to talk about these things today. I just seem to have slipped into that. So yeah, we've been giving these talks and being around, and where are we now? 28th of October at the time of recording this. So on the 11th of November, I'm going to be back in London. It all seems to be London at the minute. There's a beautiful retreat centre called the Meditatio Centre, which is the word meditation with the N knocked off. And that's in Islington. And I'm going to be doing a day retreat there. And that's actually going to be, in person, and it's all going to be online as well. So I'll drop a link in for that below, and maybe, you can join me in that. It's very reasonably priced to give people access to it. And I think it's 10:30 till 4 o'clock. And I'm going to be looking at how we actually allow the sacred into our lives and into our actions in a everyday sort of way. And it'll be the same, my same methodology of working, which is, it looks like there's some information going on, and yes, there's a book, and yes, there's this, but actually, here we are, in the here and now, and the holiness of that, basically. So, yeah, let me start winding up by saying I've been pretty pooped from all this activity. So I took a bit of a break this week and took a bit of a road trip, and I've got a bit of footage of that, so I'm going to put that on just after this, and you can have a bit of a look at where I've been up mountains and by the sea and in the forest, and including one night actually dancing around a fire with no clothes on, but there's no footage of that, do not worry. But you just couldn't resist being in this sort of bit of private land and forest, and just nobody else around, so just had great fun with that, as it were. Anyway, more videos soon. You are amazing, and I'm so glad that you're here, and just keep shining your light. Let it move into your actions of the world. I know I always say I'm going to stop, don't I? And then I keep on going. I'm tangential John. The world is always asking you to look over here, look over here, look over there, look over there. And this is right and that is right, or this is wrong and these are right, and you've got to join this tribe and you've got to be part of this club and this, that, the other. When you start feeling your own soul within yourself through this, whatever this is, I call it self-realization, path of self-realization, path of love, path of awareness. We stop being performative and we start to notice these drags of energy on us, and it's really tempting just to kind of try and push these things away. But actually, if you're in your soul, because that's going to use up all of your life energy trying to hold on to this and be a spiritual person in the middle of it all. As your soul starts to illuminate through you more, you don't discover your soul, you are your soul. As it starts to be allowed to illuminate through you, and that's a process that you enter into at your own speed, and you have to work with your own karmas and so on to allow that to happen. You don't need to fight so hard, and we're not being kind of like spaced out new age spiritual people kind of. You can actually be engaged with the world quite squarely, but actually that stuff doesn't touch you in the same way. You're quite aware that it's going on, but your response to it is actually non-reactive, non-performative, whole and meaningful, and you can actually make significant change, and the change you make from that place into the world, or the movement that we make from that place into the world, actually is something of the highest value of all. And that's what's not going on at the minute. Everything's being created in a kind of conditional reactive layer instead of being created from within. Anyway, I'm going to talk about that in a future book, really properly get into this stuff of world making from the soul and that sort of thing. But lots of love to you. Here's some footage from my recent journey. Lots of love. Take care of yourself.